What's up, everyone? Joseph Sanderson and Guillermo Gonzalez here, St. Croix Rods Pro staff. We're here at the Bassmaster Classic in Fort Worth, Texas. Here at the expo, it's super awesome to have an expo and get everyone together again after the year that we've just gone through with the pandemic. So Guillermo and I go a ways back. I'll let you hear about that from him.
So Joseph and I actually met, it had to have been like 8 years ago now. And I'm not going to lie, we basically taught each other how to bass fish. We met each other when we were at Texas Christian University, which is right up the road.
Right down the road.
And him and I used to take breaks in between classes and go fish on the Trinity River and just experiment with all kinds of new techniques. We both, we had some really good tournaments as college anglers, and we had some really, really bad ones. But we learned from all the bad ones. And years later, we've had some really great experiences, really great tournaments, and we're happy to be here in Fort Worth for the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah. It's awesome, too, going to school here, and Guillermo still lives here in Fort Worth. It's awesome having the Bassmaster Classic at one of our, not home lakes, but a lake that we're very familiar with in Lake Ray Roberts. Today, it seems like the fishing's a little bit tough after they missed that shad spawn first thing in the morning, but there are giants in that lake, and with one cast, the tournament can completely change for any of the anglers out there. And watching them on the live, one thing that they are doing is they're doing a lot of flipping, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The new Victory series of rods from St. Croix. It's a rod that's made here in the U.S., which is super awesome, and it's also a rod that's not going to break the bank. And we've got a few of them here behind us that we're going to talk about. And G, I'll go ahead and let you start off. We're going to go from short to long in lengths as far as the Victory series goes and the flipping rods.
So around here in Texas, we love to flip. And at any given time, I've got at least 6 or 7 heavy action rods in my boat.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of places, you're you're not doing yourself any favors by going light. So we're going to go heavy today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the new options that the Victory line has. St. Croix has done a great job developing a lot of very specific rods with very specific actions for flipping. The 2 rods that I have in my hand, one of them is my personal favorite. I've got the 7.3 Heavy Power Mod Fast, which they label the flipping model, and I've got the 7.4 Heavy Power, which they label full contact. I've been fishing with this one in particular, the 7.4 Heavy, and I've been using it for a number of things. This thing makes it not just an incredible kind of light-duty flipper, but it's a heck of a frog rod, a heck of a swim jig rod. You could even go ahead and throw some braid on it and throw a buzz bait on it as well. I've really enjoyed fishing with this rod lately. It's got just enough tip to fish a frog very effectively, and also just enough tip to make very pinpoint accurate casts. Whether you're skipping a jig or you're actually making flips at targets, this rod gets the job done. It's been one of my favorites. If you prefer a little bit of a shorter option, this is the 7.3. I think this rod for your open water frogging is going to be specifically very good. I'm very excited. I haven't gotten to fish with this one yet, but I've gotten to play around with it a little bit here at the Classic, and I'm super stoked to get on the water with it.
Yeah, heck yeah. 7.4 is one of my personal favorites too. The next one up in their flipping lineup for the Victory series is the 7.6, the power flipping. It's a heavy, moderate, fast as well. This is a rod that they just came out with here at the Classic. They released 8 models prior to the Classic back in March, and they released a lot more models here at the Classic, and this is one of them. I think that this rod, I will have a couple of them on my boat at all times. I like to fish even heavier rods than Guillermo. Whenever I'm frogging, I like frogging with the big rod, a 7.6, a 7.8, even up to like a 7.10. And same thing goes with flipping. And I think that this will be kind of my light duty flipping rod. So if you like a little bit heavier rod, definitely check out this 7.6. And after that, we go to the big rod. They call it the Knockout. It's a 7.11, heavy power, moderate, fast, and this thing is a total broomstick, and I love it. It doesn't feel quite as heavy as your normal 7.11, so it's not going to wear you out flipping it around all day. But it definitely has the backbone to get the fish out of the thickest stuff that you can imagine. Another thing that like I've been very impressed with about St. Croix and all of their models, from the Bass X all the way up to the Legend Elite and the Legend Extreme, is the fit and finish, and that is the exact same here on the Victory series. The attention to detail, the finish, the pride that's put into a handmade rod like this is noticeable. There's no voids in the cork here. All of the finish around the guides is just perfect. You don't see any air bubbles or anything like that, and I think that speaks a lot to the quality of St. Croix. Also, the fact that the blanks are made in-house is something that's pretty awesome.
I agree. And one of the most impressive things about this rod, these rods, these Victory models, is they have packed all of the technology, the IPC mandrel, the ART technology, the FRS technology that comes into the way more expensive $400, $500, $600 rods into these $200 rods. So you're getting all that technology in an American-made rod for $200, which is honestly unheard of. I encourage you to check them out at your local retailer as soon as you can, because you're going to love them.
Gee, let's talk about the blanks that they put into these new Victory rods here for a second. So this is a combination of the blank material that's used in the Legend family, which is the highest end rod, and the Mojo Bass and the Bass X family, which is a little bit more on the affordable range. And the combination of that I've seen it's actually like incredible. I like it almost as much as the high-end Legend, the Legend family. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I believe it's the SC3 Plus technology, which is a step above the old Avid series. If you ever got to try those, they were great rods at an affordable price, and that's what they've done with these Victories. They've tried to take the existing technology, figure out how they can make it better, but still maintain that price consciousness for everybody else.
Yeah.
So encourage you to go check them out.
No doubt.
We'll see y'all soon.
All right. What's
the classic?
Hey, before we go, who's going to take home the Victory, the classic?
Well, I am going to go ahead and say that I'm kind of pulling for, of course, I'm pulling for our St. Croix guys, but I think I saw that yesterday Steve Kennedy was leading, and I'm a big Steve Kennedy fan. I would love to see him pull through.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it'd be very fun to see someone like Matt Robertson win too. Just an absolute character, fan favorite. So I don't know. We'll see. It's fishing tough today, but I think they'll get on him before the end of the day.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you soon.